Morning guys, it's Chester from E-TOTO Media. Now you're probably not as familiar with myself as the other boys. This is my first week with E-TOTO, so this is the first video that I'm going to be doing for you guys. And the first topic that I've chosen to do is my personal 3 top tips to being an effective, assertive salesman. Now this, for me, without a doubt, is the most important part of being a salesman. It's the most important thing that you need to do and know in order to be able to sell effectively. And that is know your product. To start my career, I wasn't as familiar with my product as I could have been, hence why my sales probably weren't as good to start with. The second I knew my product inside and out, and I was able to answer any question that a client had for me, it made me so much more confident over the phone, face to face. There wasn't a single bit about my product or service that I didn't know, therefore I had the ability to deal with any objection, any question that was thrown my way and deal with it confidently, which made me not only sell myself, but sell that product much more effectively. Definitely know your product. It's absolutely huge. Point number 2, effective questioning. Again, this is such an effective tool to be able to use when you are trying to sell to one of your clients. The reason being is that you are always looking to find out why your product or service is going to be needed by your client. What is going to make your service and your product really stand out to your client? And the way to do that is to try and get your selling points across, your USPs. You really want to push them over to your client, but you don't effectively know what USPs to use until you know why your client is going to need your service or product. And the way that you find this out is through effective questioning. For example, we work in the marketing industry, in the luxury commodity sector. So for me, really, it would be about finding out if a client is currently already using marketing, if they're outsourcing their marketing to a different client, etc, etc. What does that marketer do for you at the moment? What prices are you paying at the moment? Are you happy with the service that they're providing you? Does this marketer that you're currently already using, do they specialize within the luxury commodity sector? There's various ways that you can use your questioning effectively to find out what's going to separate you and the service and product that you have to offer from the already marketing services, or whatever field you're in, from that service they're already using. And from that point onwards, once you find out the information, you can then go straight into your selling points to really separate you from what they currently already have. And that is what is going to hopefully push you on to closing that sale or meeting moving forward by using those effective questions. And also, it gives the client an opportunity to talk about themselves. People enjoy talking about everything they've achieved. They enjoy talking 9 times out of 10 about their business because they're quite proud of their business, especially when you're speaking to the business owner. So effective questioning is a good way to open conversation. It's a good way to learn more about your client, but most importantly, it is a way to find out why your client is going to be in need of your service and products. And it's a good way to find out what selling points you can use to separate yourself from what they already have or what they don't have. Effective questioning, absolutely brilliant tool to use when selling to clients. Number 3, something that comes naturally to some and not so naturally to others, but people find their way around it, and that is rapport and character judgment. These are, as you can imagine, rapport building sometimes could even be a personality trait. It comes through confidence and your ability to comfortably speak to people without feeling pressure. So I myself, I find that rapport building, character judgment is something that's always come quite naturally to me. I've always been a bit of an extrovert. I've always enjoyed learning a bit more about people, which has made my ability over the phone when speaking and selling to clients quite an easy thing to pick up. But for some people it's not. And for the people that don't have this natural ability to speak to people and build that rapport with them and judge that person on their character from early doors and know how they need to acclimatise to them, it's a really hard skill to learn, but it's absolutely huge, because at the end of the day, when you are selling to a client, you are selling a product or a service, but more importantly, you're selling yourself. If you are selling yourself well enough, sometimes the client at the end of the phone will forget that you're even being sold, and they then will want to speak with you. And when you have good rapport with a client and they want to speak to you, they're enjoying the conversation, everything is flowing really well, it is so much easier to then sell your final product because you become likable. The client can see themselves doing business with you. Ways to improve rapport building, ways to improve your judgment of character. Like I said, it's quite a tough thing to learn, and I think really it just comes with persistence. It just comes with consistently calling clients, repeating that over and over and over until you are finding your own little ways and your own little habits to get into a conversation with them. Find what flows for you and really suits your style of selling, because everybody everybody sells differently. E-TOTO is a perfect example of that. Myself and Dan, we're quite similar in the way that we sell. We are both relatively confident people. We both like getting straight to the point. We're quite assertive in the way that we sell, and we don't tend to dabble with the ins and outs of the business. We like to get straight down to it, whereas Keelan, who is an absolutely fantastic salesman as well, has a complete different approach. Rapport building and judging your character, your client, is really important, and judging the character in particularly, because if you've got quite a formal client at the end of the phone, it's then best to hold back the, oh, hi, how you doing, mate, you know, the sort of informal, friendly conversation. You can already judge from that call that they're quite a formal person, and they're not going to respect that lack of professionalism from early off. The first 10 to 15 seconds of your call, learning that client, understanding them, that is a really, really important thing to gauge from the off, because you can lose clients very early in a call if you don't match their character. Rapport and character judgment, absolutely huge tool for selling effectively. Awesome, thanks for watching, guys. Again, this was Chester at E-TOTO Media. Hopefully you guys will be seeing more of me soon. I'm sure it will happen. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and jump over to our other social media page for more content about our marketing.